Well, welcome here, ladies and gentlemen, to this NBL1 matchup in the men's competition. It is the Melbourne Tigers taking on the Ringwood Hawks here at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. My name's Lockie Abbott, and I'm joined here by Rodney. How you doing today, mate?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. And we have just seen the Tigers girls defeat the Hawks rather comfortably, in fact, by about 29 points, I believe it was in the end. And the Melbourne men will be hoping for the same result here today.
Yeah. Melbourne going as favourites with a 4-4 record today compared to a 2-5 record for Ringwood. But as we saw in the last game, favouritism means nothing in the third. Well, we saw that after that quarter time, it was all the Tigers in the women's game. So hopefully we get a bit closer game in this one.
Absolutely, mate. And yeah, the Hawks today 2-5, a tough game on the road for them. Yesterday they lost at Waverley, 97-86. The key players for them included Joey Miller with 26 points in that contest. He also leads the league for assists per game, although I did take that stat prior to his performance yesterday, in which he only had 2 assists, but 7.5 assists is his average. And he'll be starting here. A real crafty player. And so that battle between Mickey Luxford and the guards of Melbourne, Mike Wells, a new signing for them as well, between the craftiness of guys like Miller and Matthew Roberts as well. Sometimes he'll come out here and play, you'd suspect. And we get set to go here in Albert Park. Tigers starting lineup, including Wells and Luxford in the backcourt. Pinot, of course, team captain, will look to contest the opening tip.
And Pozoglu, Pinot and Wells all played well yesterday to get them that victory against Diamond Valley.
And here we go, straight away. It is Miller, guarded by Wells. Looking to use Clark, the big fella for the Hawks, as a screen. Goes the other way. Flips that one up. Not quite. Clark can't snag the rebound, and Luxford brings it up for the Tigers' first offensive possession. A quick screen from Pinot. Using Pozoglu as well. Lost the handle there, Luxford, but manages to regain it, and Wells will reset. Pozoglu now leading the team in points and leading the league in minutes. Viatala can't get that one to fall, and it's Gibson who comes up with it. Finds Fennell, and he bounced that one out of bounds. Both teams just looking to get in rhythm, find their feet early on. And we should mention the full starting lineup of the Hawks includes Miller, Fennell, Clark, number 20 Sturt as well in the other big man role. And that pass tipped by Matt Fennell, or rather off the hands of Pinot, is the call. And it's Wells with a bit of pressure on the league assist leader. That's Clark looking to run some action from the post, the high post. Good hands there from Pinot. Knocked it away, but regained. Not much spacing there. Shot forced up in the end by Jacob Gibson. And it's Luxford. Steps into a 3-foot on the line. And a rebound from Viatala. As yet both teams yet to score early on here. One man that can score is Pozoglu. Low on the shot clock. Viatala fires from the elbow and a nice little jab step and drive. Gets the game off to a start for his first 2 points of the contest. Gibson going to work the right-handed shot over Luxford. It is down and both teams have broken through.
Of course, we saw in the women's end as well, the men's, both teams wearing pink socks for the pink round, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, there's plenty in the building today. You can see him sitting on the front row on the opposite side of our broadcast position here, as they are all around the MSAC show court today, and that is Pozoglu getting his first points of the game to open his account. He's averaging 22.5 per contest with 21 yesterday. 12 boards to go with that, in fact, in the Tigers' win against Diamond Valley. And Mike Wells with a steal. Coming away is Luxford. Easy points here for the Tigers. He lays it up and in. Mickey Luxford brings it up to a 6-2 lead early on for the Tigers. Mike Wells looking to get involved early. Of course, a relatively new signing for the Tigers. He's been here for a couple of matches and drawing the foul but not managing to get the bucket, much to his displeasure, was Matt Fennell, or yes, Fennell rather, not Gibson. I was almost confused between the two there, but no, Fennell has the nice little sleeve tattoo action there. You reckon you'd get one of those yourself there, Rodney, or
I don't
not
think,
a fan?
no, don't think they're my cup of tea.
Fair enough, mate. And his first free throw is down. Fennell averaging just 44% from the line this season, but was confident on that shot. He got that one as well.
You might see me with one tattoo, but I'm not sure the sleeve.
Not sure the sleeve. Yeah, well, it's coming to vogue. I can't say I'm a huge fan either, but I don't mind it. I reckon he rocks it all right. Wells on the drive. Little fella contested well there by Sturt. It's Miller pushing the ball. Back out to Sturt. His three. Just too long. Clark in the area. Tips it out for Nell. Driving baseline. Shut off nicely inside. And the Hawks get an easy two. Nice little possession there for the Hawks. Getting in rhythm against a heavily fancied Melbourne, especially with the likes of Pinot out there. And this man as well, Pozoglu, driving baseline on Fennell. Throws it inside to Pinot, up and in. It's hard to stop when he's in that deep Dane Pinot, who had a fantastic performance yesterday, leading the league in rebounds, of course, but had a double-double yesterday. Errant pass there, and Mike Wells, the recipient, takes it right to the cup for a left-handed finish. Just Matt Fennell apologising for that little behind the back. You can call it a rush of blood, but had an idea. Just couldn't make it stick. Gibson from the elbow. Nice little floater. Luxford, or Pozoglu rather, comes up with it. He's pushing it. A kick out to Viatala. Swings it. Luxford inside. Finds Pozoglu. Nice bomb open early, and Pinot gets a tip in.
Starting off where we left off yesterday, Pinot, with the 4 points already.
Yes, and you were here for that performance, of course, Rodney. 23, 15, and 5 assists for the big fella. Fantastic performance, and it must have been great to witness in person.
It was a great performance between him and Pozoglu. Pozoglu pushing up, his work pushing up the court, and then Pinot's finishing were glorious to watch yesterday, and were pivotal to the result.
Yes, and that foul just picked up there by Mike Wells. Checking out his Viatala. Jack Bynes coming into the lineup. Jack Bynes averaging just over 7 points a game, although might have just dropped under 7 with only 2 yesterday. Flipped up and in there by a man checking in for Ringwood, and Nathan Truman.
Yeah, he replaced Gibson.
Placing Luxford a 3. No good. 2 Ringwood guys there to bring that one down. That is Joey Miller. Nice little crossover. Geez, Wells and Luxford have a tough job today containing his offensive game. Nice hand on that from Bynes. Almost knocks over the scorer's table there and the court announcer, but all is well. Good tempo to start here. Miller a 3, and he is fouled by Wells. Not happy with the call, but he was in his zone. Didn't quite have the angle from up here to see any contact or not, but referee has made her decision. That is the second on Wells as well. And now checking in, maybe because of that foul, is Dave O'Hickey for the Tigers. Yesterday he was good as well with 12 points, 5 rebounds in 24 minutes. A key feature of that 81-72 victory over Diamond Valley. Oh, Wells, nice crossover, gets inside, flips it up and in.
Especially in the last quarter, Hickey had a big influence.
Yeah, he's been a real bright spot of this Tigers side this year and what I've seen of him. They look to get it to the big fella Clark on that block. Shut off nicely. 3 from Fennell. Too long. Kick out to Truman, the lefty. Straight on 3. It is down. And Tigers were just about to escape there, but that 3 keeps it tight. Needed that one, Ringwood.
Yes. The open space allowed him to go for the jump shot.
And a nice little deflection there from Adrian Sturt on Bynes' pass. Pinot's going to have to fire a 3. Not sure about the rhythm on that shot, but he's managed to get another rebound. This man just cannot help but getting rebounds, averaging 16 on the year. Most in the league. And it's Luxford from deep. Mickey Luxford fills it up, and I believe that's his second 3-pointer to start this contest.
And Pinot already 4 rebounds for the game, so just adding to your point.
And of course, I believe they're a little thin, Ringwood, in terms of their big men, as Truman fires that one too strong. Posaglu gets up for the rebound. He'll look to push. Very athletic Posaglu. Just a pull-up mid-range shot, and that goes down from the elbow. A great start for the Tigers. 19-12 as we have a timeout on the floor with 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Welcome back here, and it is Miller bringing the ball up the floor. Truman going inside, finding the big fella. Nice little reverse layup from Adrian Sturt, the 32-year-old forward. And still the same lineup on the floor for the Tigers. It's Bynes going to work now, driving right, flips it up, draws the foul. Shot doesn't quite fall for him. That foul going on number 20, Adrian Sturt. That's his first for the game. And Jack Bynes will go to the line. And of course, it must be mentioned here today that a Melbourne Tigers legend, Leonard Copeland, inducted into the Basketball Australia Hall of Fame earlier in the week, alongside Lauren Jackson as well. And Bynes almost comes up with a second rebound there. And it's Gibson now pushing. Another 3 from Truman, and that one is down. He's been aggressive with his shot early there, Truman, and he gets one to fall over the defense of Dave O'Hickey.
That's 8 points for him at 75% from the field.
Yeah, looking good, Truman. And Panoa backdoor cut. Great feed there from Bynes. Can't quite get it to fall, and Clark comes up with it. Fennell running back door. Gibson elects not to force it. Or Miller, rather. Inside again, Truman. Got a hand on it twice there, Pinot, for the defensive play, and Posaglu will come away with it. Luxford, bit of space for him to work. Feeds it back to Posaglu, the runner. No good. And a foul over the back called on Pinot. Not what you'd call a very hard foul, but he's called for it nonetheless.
Got his hands on his head there momentarily.
Yeah, not too happy with that, but that's all right. That's only his first, I believe, so he's got a bit of room to manoeuvre. Decent crowding here. Well, there's a few around for this one on Mother's Day here at MSAC Show Court It'll be a Tigers bowl. They have a 3-point margin with just over a minute and a half remaining. Under pressure, loses the handle there, and it is Guy checking into the game. The big lanky centre standing at 110 centimetres, and it's Gibson on the drive. That is fouled. Dave O'Hickey, I believe, picking that one up. Just caught him across the arms as he was going up and down on the court. Bit groggy there. I believe it is Bynes, and that is not good. He is staying down. Came down really hard on that play. We'll take a few seconds now. And shaken up on the play, in comes McDonald, Derek McDonald, 35-year-old veteran guard. And Bynes is not looking great after that. Just to your left, to the left of your picture there. Didn't quite see the way he came down there, sorry, unfortunately for our viewers, but you catch it, Rodney?
No, I didn't know. But he's proppy as he walks around the sideline now.
Yeah, real proppy. It's a shame for Bynes. He has had an injury issue or two last season, I believe. But has come back this year, and McDonald now with the red headband. Luxford uses Pinot on the roll. Kick out back to Luxford, his three. And that is down. Mickey Luxford from top. Shooting the three ball well in these last few games. Not a really high-level three-point shooter, although he can certainly get it to fall, as we've seen here.
Shooting 67% from the three-point line today.
That's just fantastic. Not afraid to pull the trigger as well, which is what you like to see. It's Hickey coming on with a rebound, looking to push. Goes behind the back, shut off nicely by Truman, and Luxford looks to feed Dane Pinot again. Hand on it there from Miller. Running the floor is Guy as well. Miller elects not to use him. Nice little shot there from Gibson to get past the shot fake. And Viatala now, who's just checked in. As we have 10 seconds remaining. Luxford to bring it up. Screen and roll with Pinot. Luxford, nice find. Viatala, three ball. It is down. And that shot will just end our half with the Tigers on a 26-18 lead. A little bit of a break on the end there. Nice shot from Viatala. Mickey Luxford coming up big. And we will just take a couple of minutes now for coaches to address their teams and get a drink. So a productive start for the Tigers, spreading the share of the points around nicely. In the rebound category, Pinot's coming up big again with 6 boards. He has 3 assists as well, the big man. So Brad will be happy with Sundane, performing really nicely here early on. 10 rebounds, 10 defensive boards to 6 as well for the Tigers. getting a pitch as well. 11 out of 20 from the field, 55% that is. Free throw is a problem, although they've only taken 2 of them at 50%. And Ringwood, on the other hand, from 3, only 29% compared to the Tigers' 43%. But overall, good start for the Tigers, although the loss of Jack Bynes is might prove to be an issue down the road. Hopefully he's okay. No clear sign yet of his health. He's sitting just behind the bench now for the Tigers as we get underway in the second.
Wells, Viatala, McDonald to Wells. Wells inboard to Pino, back to Wells. Wells has space, but decides to pass.
I'm an amateur at this or something.
So Gibson 1 from 1 at the line. They need to get these free throws in, and he gets the second one from the charity stripe. 9 points. The difference. Wells, Viatala, McDonald, Wells. The shot from Mervyn doesn't fall, and they'll move it again, Ringwood. Truman forward, gets it to Sturt. Sturt gets the shot and gets fouled in the process, so he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
He's looked alright so far, Sturt, it must be said.
Using his height to good advantage.
Yeah, 210 centimetres he stands at. And his average is so far at 11.3 points a game for the season. And he's going to have to play a few more minutes as the Hawks, as a foul is called on the Hawks there. Yes, so Adrian still have to play a few more minutes as the Hawks are without Trevor Latham, I believe, who, upon my research has told me that he hyperextended his knee in the warm-ups against Hobart a couple of weeks ago. So it leaves them a little thin, which will be hard to deal with when you've got guys like Pinot out there who is resting at the minute.
It's bad luck to get injured in the warm-up.
Yeah. Charge. Good positioning there from Gibson.
The foul against Pozoglu. He's got 3 fouls, Pozoglu, now.
Yeah, you don't want him getting into foul trouble. Only with 4 points as well, although there's plenty of time in this game to get that up there. But Tigers still have the lead, so I'm sure he wouldn't be too concerned. Good hands there from Viatala.
cut that one off, yes. And it will be Roberts to Gibson. Into Fennell. Couldn't land a shot. Sturt gets the offensive rebound and the shot, well, out there by Sturt. Oh, it was Gibson, in fact. And reduced the margin to 5.
It was a good Sturt stepping up to a big challenge in the Sydney Kings big man Pinot. Got an offensive board there.
Chance for Viatala. His shot short. Rebounded by the Hawks. Gibson now out the back to Sturt. No, in fact, it was Fennell.
And also you'll see, ladies and gentlemen, in the game is Matthew Roberts at the guard position, 19-year-old guard standing at 185 centimetres. He'll have to deal with Wells and Luxford out there.
Shot well done there by Melbourne. They left him open, the defence of Ringwood, and he made them pay.
Only averaging 5 points a game so far this year, Melbourne, so that shot will go a long way to boosting that.
And
nice move inside.
Easy shot there by Sturt.
He's looked good in these last few minutes, Sturt. Pinot just allowing that inside ball a little easily.
Pinot nearly lost it. Melbourne. Luxford. Fake the shot. Into Viatala. Now the long range 3 with the pressure of the shot clock.
Lovely rebound there from Pinot.
Melbourne now has another chance at 3. Doesn't get it in the rebound this time. Made by Fennell.
Yeah, the great thing about having Big Dane in your lineup is that you get second chances. Melbourne there tried to make it 2 from 2 from beyond the stripe, but no good. And checking into the game to deal with the presence of Pinot among others will be Clark. But first we'll have a timeout on the floor.
A 6-point lead for the Tigers with 5.5 left in the second. The Tigers shooting at 45% from beyond the arc compared to Ringwood's 25.
Yeah, well, not traditionally a fantastic three-point shooting team, the Tigers, but Mickey Luxford's been filling it up recently. I believe a couple of weeks ago against Sandringham, 1 week ago, in fact, he had 21, 14 and 5 steals and 5 turnovers along with that, but I think it was his straightaway 3 that really iced the game for the Tigers late. So he's really stepped up recently. Yesterday he only had the 9 points, but only a 27% three-point shooter. But he'll stay in the game along with Wells, Viatala and the big fellas of Pinot and Melbourne, as Matt Fennell along with Clark, Truman, Roberts and Gibson stay out there for the Hawks.
Fennell at the line. This is his first. And the second one doesn't go down either. So the Tigers easily come away with it.
Bit of a miscommunication there.
Yes. Between Luxford and Melbourne. Luxford and Melbourne finally sort themselves out.
Good feed.
Nice shot in, or pass in there to Viatala, who finishes the job.
Nice bullet pass there from Luxford. He could see it beautifully from our position up here. And a nice cut from Viatala as well with the reverse finish.
Truman into Roberts. Couldn't get the job done.
Roberts missed a shot there, but got into the body of Wells, who, to be fair to Wells, did play decent defence. Oh, good feed there from Luxford.
Pinot out. Luxford now went to go for the long 3, decides against it. And dribbles. Now has the space to have another shot and misses this time. So Fennell again. And Roberts, nice little reverse.
Moving it well the last few possessions, Ringwood. And you can see Luxford there on his last three-point attempt. A little hesitation, not known for his three-point prowess, more his playmaking, but he has been pretty good from deep recently, so he'll look to maybe continue that. Speaking of people not known for deep three-point shots, Dane Pinot.
Gets the three and extends the lead to 9 points. They've just got their measure at the minute, the Tigers. And equaling three there from Truman.
Yeah, Jacob Gibson, I believe, coming off the screen. Lovely in rhythm catch and shot. He's averaging 23.3 on the year. And he showed it right there.
Has 12 points already. Gibson, Truman now on the break. Couldn't get it done. On the offense though, offensive board there by Roberts, and he gets it done.
Yeah, just need to slow it down now, the Tigers. They've gone on a bit of a run here, the Hawks, so looking to use Pinot in a pick and roll here maybe.
Pinot for three. Oh, that doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, Max Viatala there. Looked really good early.
Oh, Wells is on the floor.
And good defense there from Wells, little fella. Drawing the offensive foul. Viatala just checking out for the Tigers. Dabo Hickey inserted. He's looked good though, Viatala. Couple of baseline shots and wing three to finish the first, as viewers may remember. As we just have a little bit of a spillage. The mop girls are all over it though. No need to worry. We've got two of them out there. They've done well. And they get a clap from the crowd. They're happy with themselves. So.
Yeah.
Nice work, girls.
Get a bit of airtime. Melbourne. Pinot went for the shot for three, decided against it then, goes inside and then out to Hickey. Knocking the shot clock down to three, he's able to get the shot, but it's the offensive board. Ooh. Hickey gets it back.
Tough
and
shot.
Puts it down for two.
Tough shot. Pinot with a big board there as well. Melbourne shooting just a tick under 50% from beyond the arc. Oof.
Wells gets the clean up. Dribbles his way down the court. Finds a way through, puts it up. Oh!
Zigzagging his way through there, Mike Wells used the screen beautifully and got the right-handed finish to go. Great play from the American. Holding foul called against Pinot, I believe, who is not too happy with the call, I don't think, there, Rodney.
No. But to be fair, is a player ever happy with giving away a foul?
Fair enough, mate. It is a very tough thing to get to grips with when you're as good as Pinot is. And Ringwood in the bonus, of course, as well, which brings Clark to the line, who is a 71% free throw shooter on the season.
Opening his account here with 2 points, with 2 shots from his 11 minutes. And we've got a 9-point ball game as we enter the last 2 minutes of the half. Luxford, Hickey, Wells. His passes all beyond the arc, Viatala. Back out to Luxford, he's shot short from long range. Fennell. Went for the pass to Clark, it's been intercepted by Wells.
Yeah, Wells and Luxford against the guard play of Ringwood is a key matchup. in this contest, and so far they've been pretty good.
Yes, it's Melbourne leading by 9 as we take another timeout with a minute 31 left in this first half. Melbourne have broken up and now Ringwood are doing the same, getting into position here with a minute 31 left on the clock in their second quarter. So Melbourne Tigers leading by 9. Wells with 11 points and Gibson 12, the respective leaders, or the leaders for the respective teams in the point scoring.
And something to note, Pinot and Porzoglu in a little bit of foul trouble, so they've had to sit for the last minute and a half. Ringwood looking to go on a run, maybe to draw it closer at the main break.
Clark pushes his way through legally and gets the points, so reduces the margin to 7.
The big fella, can't stop him down there if he's got time, and he's in deep.
He's fouled there that time on Wells.
Sean Clark with the foul. Knows he's done wrong, I believe.
Wells has it. Mervyn and Hickey.
That's a fun match-up between Miller and Wells on that wing there.
Hickey finds his way through with the scoop up.
Lovely move from Hickey there, and nice left-handed finish on what was just a pure one-on-one matchup, and he managed to get the better of Fennell there.
They're trying to find a way through. Clark, shot in by Miller, back to 7. Hickey finds his way through again. And Melbourne can raise their bat. They've hit the 50.
Last couple of possessions, Hickey's just been fantastic as we click under 10 seconds to go.
This will be the last shot, you would suspect. Clark for 3, puts it down. And a very handy, timely shot there from Clark.
The big fella getting it done at the end of the second term there.
7 points for him now. And 6 points at half time. Here's the lead for the home side.
Well, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Just to the halftime break here, as you may be able to see, we have an announcement recognising the efforts of Leonard Copeland, who was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, Basketball Australia Hall of Fame, earlier in the year. So he was going to get a big reception here from this Tigers crowd, and boy, doesn't he deserve it. A huge part of the Tigers and the club family here.
Thanks, Coach. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Coach and thanks for everything, and good luck for the West Coast Tigers.
And you can see both sides there giving him a great reception, along with this Tigers crowd that has also one of his best teammates that formed a dynamic duo in the late 90s. Him and Andrew Gaze in attendance today. Some nice sentiment said there. Copeland, of course, was with the Tigers throughout the 1990s and 2000s, a key member of the 93 and 97 championship winning teams. The Atlanta native was the 97 grand final MVP. I think the NBL YouTube recently released a nice little piece on that series. And Andrew Gaze talking about how instrumental Copeland was in that series, which was one of the old-time iconic NBL finals campaigns. He was also named into the All-NBL first team in 1999 and 2002, and he scored 10,735 points in his career, the fourth most in NBL history. And of course, his partnership with Andrew Gaze has been the bedrock of this Tigers club for a number of years. And yeah, just a fantastic club person, and it's great that he gets recognised today, don't you think, Rodney?
Yes, exactly, yeah. And, you know, superb combination, those two. I'm sure would have been, obviously, a bit young to...
Yeah, a bit young for us too. I'm only 19 myself, but their legacy lives on, and that's probably something that you can really tell how great an influence someone had on a club when, past their playing days like Copeland is. He's still involved with Australian basketball, obviously, working a lot as a coach. That is still a much-loved figure around the Melbourne Tigers club. So we get underway here in the second. And it is Clark and Fennell. Gibson. Spot-up three-pointer there from the corner is no good, and Pozoglu checks in. Oh, finds Pinot straight away down the lane. Nice rim running from Big Dane Pinot. And it's going to be tough for Ringwood's big fella, Sean Clark, to keep up with someone as athletic as Dane. Especially when you've got guys pushing the ball up to him, such as Pozoglu. And Pinot comes up with a rebound, we push it again. Wells has time to attack, in and out dribble, goes left, blocked beautifully there from Miller. Oh, well, Mike Wells was pushing it aggressively, but Miller just said no thanks. Have another go another time.
That was impressive. Stopped a certain score.
Viatala lost the handle. Picked up by Fennell. Running is Miller. Picked off by Wells. We go the other way. 3-on-3. Wells pull up from the free throw line. That's a good shot. Mike Wells. How many has he got today?
13 now.
13 points. Shooting 67% from the field, I believe. A nice performance by the 173-centimetre American.
In fact, Pinot, Wells, Viatala and Pozoglu all shooting at 67% from the field.
It's been that sort of first half and early third quarter for the Tigers, getting most things to fall. Spinning is Pozoglu. Lovely right-hand shot there in the lane. And we have a timeout on the floor after that. Tigers start hard early on in the second half here at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre Show Court 2 in this NBL1 fixture. And we are just about set to get underway here. Tigers sending out the lineup with Viatala, Pozoglu, Luxford, Pinot and Wells. Wells will guard Miller, pushing the tempo. Finds Fennell inside, gets into the body of Pinot, who got a hand on that one, but Clark there to put it back up. And a foul called against Clark, who looks bemused by that decision. Apologising to his coaches there. That's his third personal foul, and they are thin on the big man reserve, so while Pinot is in foul trouble himself, they need Clark to stay in the game. They drop into a bit of a zone now quickly, the Hawks. And a kickball violation, and it will stay with the Tigers. 12-point margin. Really key stages now for Ringwood. Need to keep this game close. Almost a steal there. And Wells puts that one up. No good. The rebound contested by Pinot again. Geez, he makes it hard life for the big man in the paint there. And Luxford with a lovely little steal. Need some stops here. Ringwood, they drop into a little bit of a zone. And Melbourne, or rather Sturt, for the Hawks. It's called for the foul, and a very audible questioning of the call there is a nice way to put it. But nothing too dramatic. They are pretty professional, these guys. Get on with it. Or they get on with it, rather. Wells back going baseline. Feeds Pinot inside. He is fouled. Can't get the shot to go. A little bit of a slow start to the third term here, with Ringwood not able to get a solid stop on the Tigers. That rebounding of Pinot coming up big, and a few turnovers as well. Luxford getting his hands on it. He's third in the league in steals. Michael Luxford, or Mickey Luxford, as we know him.
Pinot with 10 points, 11 rebounds and 5 assists, so on track for maybe a triple-double.
Yeah, maybe triple-double watch. We'll get someone to tweet that out probably. And 11 rebounds in what has been limited playing time for the most of this match. Of course, in foul trouble as well, as we mentioned, with 3 personals. But he'll look to play a fair chunk of this second half, you'd reckon, if Melbourne want to really bring this game away. Miller getting to the rack well, blowing by Wells, and Pinot slow to get back, shaking his head there. Lovely work from Miller. Attacking his Pozoglu. Oh, he got up and threw that one down. It wasn't a full-on flush. It just trickled in on the end there, but the left-handed lane is good. Oh, but Gibson baseline. Great feed from Miller. Those two connecting well. Of course, as we mentioned before, Miller leading the league in assists, and Gibson the leading scorer on this Ringwood team, so you can see those two linking up a lot. Pozoglu again, getting inside with a right hand. Going shot for shot here, really. Miller, the handoff. Clark and Sturt combine. a mid-range shot. Pinot elected not to really contest that one. Was happy with the big fella taking that, but he made him pay. Luxford and Pinot on the wing. Nice little screen, two-man game there. And Viatala now on this baseline. An area of proficiency for him. A left-handed shot by Pinot, no good. Fennell comes away with it. And hit in the head by Luxford, I believe. He's let out an audible noise there. That wasn't too pleasant, but he looks just about all right. A little shaken up maybe, but I think he's saying that winded him, and he'll check out. A little bit of a limp on him as he exits the game. Checking in his Truman. I'm not sure what his shooting is at the minute, but he was lighting it up early. Mop girls all over it again. Oh, lovely crossover from Miller in the lane. Right-handed shot, and that is good. Lovely crossover there, and the spin to cap it all off with a lovely little touch over the big fella. Pozoglu.
Gibson just walking off his injury down the race.
Yeah, Gibson heading down the race, or down the side of the court, we must say. Ringwood look to push. Miller pulls it back out. Bullet pass into Fennell. Nice little jab step and go. Pinot was in the area. Comes up with that one. Luxford running through the middle. Nice little dump off Pozoglu with the finish. He's up and running in this third term, Pozoglu, who's been stifled in the first half here. Leading the league in minutes as well, it must be said. Straight on three there from Truman.
He's impressed with his three-point shooting today.
Yeah, Nathan Truman. He's shooting 46% on the year from three-point range, according to my stat sheet I have in front of me. 12 points yesterday as well.
11 today, so far at 50% from the field.
Yeah, he's really confident at this stage, only averaging 7 for the year, but he's today and yesterday, it seems, has been a really solid performance for him. As we have a few changes, Fennell a little frustrated there for Ringwood, and but he'll have a chance to redeem himself on this possession. It'll be Miller again.
Pinot with now the 4 fouls.
Oh, 4th foul on Pinot. Jeez, we're picking that one up, Rodney. I missed that one, and Hickey to push. Luxford from the corner. Long, Pozoglu in the area. But it's Clark that comes up with it. Truman again. Quick trigger finger. A nice feed inside. Oh. And the jam is missed. Hickey going the other way. Could be a costly miss there. Behind the back from Hickey. Almost loses it. Feeds Luxford. Looking for options. Wide open from the top is Wells. No good. And it is secured by the Hawks. Here he is. Truman, Fennell, Matt Fennell. And Miller straight on 3, no good. And it's Nick Pozoglu coming up with it. Pozoglu going baseline, the reverse block by Clark. Up again, Pozoglu, that one a little strong. And Clark getting a few rebounds of late and making it tough life inside for this Melbourne offense.
Has 4 for the day.
4 blocks for the day. And that is a charge against Truman. I think that call was definitely there at Mike Wells. Jeez, freight train ran through him there. He's a little shaken up, but the little fella put his body on the line. He'll love to see that. And that fell on Nathan Truman.
He's first.
Nice little handoffs here from Melbourne. Looking to get some motion in their offense. Pozoglu, a lovely three-pointer from the wing. Pozoglu from 3. He is money. He is a 23 points per game scorer this season and has been key. Clark battling. And a foul called on Melbourne, I believe, for a hold. Melbourne thought that he was hooked by Clark, who's playing, was having to play a lot of minutes, of course, with that thin bench, as we mentioned.
And Pozoglu, the top scorer for Melbourne with 17, also has 5 rebounds and 2 assists for the day. So
yeah, he has been fantastic here in this third as Derek McDonald checks in, and he steals that one. Pozoglu up ahead. Luxford takes it up, left-handed finish. Can't get the N1, but draws the foul and head to the line. Luxford only a 50% free throw shooter on the season. He'll look to get that up, you'd think.
And just when Ringwood looked like they might be able to get back in this game, Melbourne left and get that score, or get 3 or 4 on the trot, and just consolidate that lead around what it is now at 11 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we're slightly biased, being the local Melbourne Tigers commentator guys, but you just feel that this Melbourne team maybe just has another gear, especially with guys like Pinot not as being as potent as today as they have been in the past. Although, to be fair, we haven't seen that much of Ringwood, so it'll be guys like Joey Miller, who is fouled here. Tigers questioning the call. I'm not too sure who it's on.
They were questioning the ref, who, not even the one who was actually making the call on those occasions. They were so confused about why it was called.
And Sturt from top. Adrian Sturt from 3-point range. That it is his 13th point today. Now Dave O'Hickey into Luxford. Luxford, a little 2-man game with Melbourne. Pozoglu on a quick attack. McDonald attacks as well. Not many left on the shot clock. Pozoglu the tip, and that is down. Lovely rebounding from Pozoglu. Such an athletic guy that you can always rely to put in effort. And driving is, I believe that is Fidolani, who didn't get that shot to fall. Luxford, McDonald, corner 3. That's down. Derek McDonald, the 35-year-old, fills it up from deep for his first 3 points of this contest as we take a timeout with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the contest. 73 points to the Tigers. They lead comfortably at the minute against the Ringwood Hawks. We'll be back in a couple of moments.
We talked about Pozoglu's dominance in this game, 82% field goal percentage.
Wow.
As we close in on 3/4 time. So
that is fantastic. And the shots he's missed, a lot of the times he's got the tip-ins as well, especially in this third quarter. He's been a real game breaker for the Tigers as Miller brings it up now. Joey Miller for the Hawks. And an errant pass there from Truman. Other way, Luxford flips it up and in. Lovely fast break there for the Tigers, making them pay. And another steal. Pozoglu takes it away. They look to go quickly here. Luxford will take their time. And just another easy possession goes the way of the Tigers. It's Hickey isolating on the big fella. Takes it baseline and is fouled. Another foul there on Nathan Truman, who seems to be a bit of a live wire, the lefty, as a part of this Ringwood setup.
Hickey has 6 points from 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, Davo Hickey there knocks the first. Shooting 62% from the line on the season thus far. And he knocks down the second, Davo Hickey there, making Ringwood pay. And here's Miller, almost pulled up into a rhythm three.
Oh.
Now gets a 1-2 with Nathan Truman. Nice little play there. They've combined well, these two. Miller can hold his head higher today. I think he's played all right.
Yeah, Miller and Truman have been impressive.
And that pass just a little errant and a backcourt violation. Hickey can't quite save it. Out on the floor for Ringwood at the minute is Nathan Truman, Joey Miller, Adrian Sturt, Jacob Gibson, and the young fella, I believe that is Guy, the 19-year-old. Miller allowed to drive quite easily to the basket. Pozoglu was there to contest, but he's not the same presence as a guy like Dane Pinot.
Oh. Nice spin there from Luxford.
Luxford now works a wing pick and roll, tries to find Melbourne inside, forced it a little bit too much there. Now he fouls on the other way. Not the greatest passage of play that Mickey Luxford will have in his career. And that brings up the 5th team foul. And they're in the bonus now with 14.1 remaining in the 3rd term. Tigers out to a comfortable 15-point lead here. But it's Miller that knocks it back to 14. Still in it. Still in it. But do you back him from here, Rodney? That's the question.
I think Melbourne are probably in the box seat, obviously. Just looking at the couple of the stats, the steals are 9-5 the Tigers' way, while the turnovers 13-9 in the Hawks' favour. So they're just losing the ball when they've got possession in the last few minutes of this 3rd quarter, the Hawks, and that's given the Tigers a bit of an advantage as we hit the 3/4 time break with a 13-point lead to the Tigers over the Hawks.
Yeah, possibly couldn't get that one to fall there, just driving right into the heart of the defence. But he's really been a game breaker so far, hasn't he? With 75% from the field. They're shooting brilliantly, him and Davo Hickey, who in his 12 minutes has got 8 points with 75% efficiency. 4 rebounds and an assist for him as well. Overall, the 3-ball, something that the Tigers at times have struggled with, but they shoot a very, very good, very healthy 43% from there and 55% from the field. So as long as you're not turning it over recklessly, which they have been better than, only 9 so far in this contest. You're going to find if you shoot 55%, you're going to win most things, I believe.
And a 6-0 run for the Hawks, so that margin could have been worse at 3/4 time. So they've just got the momentum going in, but I feel it might be just a bit stretched too far for them to come back and take the points here today.
Yes, it will be hard, and especially as we just check on the fouls there. I think Pinot's only got, he has his 4 fouls, so, but he does have a lot of energy in reserve thanks to picking up a couple of early ones. And it's one thing that you thought that maybe the Tigers could exploit, a little bit of bench thinness on the part of the Hawks, but Pinot has been nullified to an extent with those fouls, although the second chance points and rebounds that he's offering is certainly helping the rest of the team. But it's guys like Viatala early looked good. Pozoglu in the 3rd broke it open. As Tigers go out with Wells, Pozoglu, Melbourne, McDonald and Hickey. And they'll have the opening possession. And I'll hand it over to you for the play-by-play there, Rodney. And we've got Hawks with Truman, Miller in the backcourt with Melbourne. Sturt in the front with Fennell.
Wells has the shot to open the account. No, falls short. Fennell now has it. Miller gets himself inside. The long range two can't knock it down. And Davo Hickey now has it. Works his way in to the top. The shot nonchalantly put in there by Pozoglu.
Didn't care if there was a guy in his area, just backed himself, elevated over the top of the defence and knocked it down. What a difference maker he is for this Tigers side.
Sturt puts the shot up for the Hawks. It doesn't fly, and again another board for Hickey. Just passes it backwards to Wells. Wells goes one way, then the next, zigzagging his way at the top of the key.
He's got a rapid crossover. It's hard to deal with if you're Joey Miller in the in part of this Ringwood backcourt.
There's a foul on Truman. Hickey will take the ball from the sideline, gives it to Wells, the top of the key.
Looking to get the ball to Pozoglu for a little bit of an isolation here.
Pozoglu, just couldn't land it. And they'll take it away, Ringwood. Sturt has some space for a three and doesn't disappoint. So a 13-point buffer now.
He's been shooting well from beyond the arc today, Sturt. Just keeping them in it for now. 16 points in the afternoon for him.
Wells went up, got fouled while he was doing it, couldn't land it. And he'll go to the line. Wells has 13 points from his 25 minutes, shooting at 50% from the field.
And Wells has really hit his stride in recent weeks as he knocks that one down. A week ago against the Sabres, he managed 20 points, 4 assists. So only 8 yesterday, but he's really starting to become a familiar face around this Tigers club.
And, Hickey was able to get his own tip there. Works it all the way down the court, gets it back. The shot wide there by Melbourne. And a quick transition. Truman now has space for another three. He's been deadly from that range to early today, and this time is no exception.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation that time, though. I was expecting him to go straight up with it. But right decision in the end, wide open. Melbourne just a little bit of a miscommunication there, and fantastic shot from Nath Truman.
Wells tries to find his way through, up, jump, shot, and does that well for 2 to restore the lead to 14. Truman at 14 points. Wells now up to 17. Sturt has space at the top. Can't get it to land, and Hickey dominating the boards defensively in this final term. McDonald for 3.
It's the second one he's hit from that spot today, McDonald.
He's up to 6.
And just on that possession before for Ringwood, that's one of the first shots I've seen Sturt miss from up top there beyond the 3-point line. Gibson, foul.
Yeah, 10 from 15, the Hawks from outside. No, sorry, 8 from 19 outside the 3.
Hickey not happy with the call there. Got a little bit of a double whistle action just to warn him of just containing his emotions a little bit from the officiating crew here today. And it was Jacob Gibson who went down hard, as you may well remember, in the third. We'll shoot from the line.
Good to see him back.
Yeah, very good.
And he gets the first one down.
Only has 15 today, average of 23 on the, just under 23 on the season. 17 points yesterday against Waverley, which was a loss, unfortunately, for this Ringwood outfit.
Gibson moves into equal top scorer for the visitors, with 16 with Sturt. Gibson got a hand in there, but didn't disrupt the passing too much. Wells again for a couple.
But really putting some great pressure on the inbounds passing of Ringwood are the Tigers. Luxford, again, third in the league for steals, as I think I mentioned earlier. He's
Wells has space, gets to the free throw line, can't get it to fall. Fennell tried to get it to Gibson, comes off him and out of bounds.
Tough day for Gibson, shaken up early as we mentioned. Hasn't really got in rhythm, but yeah, clapped his hands there in frustration. But you can see what type of scorer he is in patches. Just hasn't put it all together today.
Hickey now getting the offensive board. We had both ends in this final quarter.
Yeah, Gibson thought he came over the back there, but I think it was just pure elevation on his part.
Pinot, Luxford looking to get the shot in before the buzzer. Can't get it to land there with Luxford. Roberts. Gibson.
Yeah,
Missing.
tough day for Gibson.
He gets
Jacob Gibson, that is.
got the hand in there to intercept that pass, but couldn't keep his hands on it as it was out of bounds.
Wells with a little bit of a screening action there.
Viatala.
Trying to get the big fella free.
Luxford now at the top of the key.
Oh. Just missed the communication on the pick and roll there between Sturt and I believe it was Truman there. Allowed Luxford a little bit too much space. We couldn't make him pay though.
So they'll get it from the baseline. Luxford, the recipient. And we've ticked under 5 minutes in this final term to go. Pass there by Pozoglu is cut off by Gibson, who dribbles at the full length of the court. The shot there from long range.
Fennell there with the shot.
Yes.
Just on that last possession there, I don't think Pozoglu quite realised the mismatch, and reaching in there was Gibson. Called for the foul, frustrated again are the Hawks by that call, but it happens. But yeah, just on that last possession, Pozoglu, I mean, he's an attacking slashing guy, but just kind of misread a little bit of the game there in trying to feed Pinot. Pinot had a mismatch, I think in that situation, had he had his time again, just dribble it out, feed the big fella, and let him go to work. Let's check Pinot, of course, with 4 fouls, it must be said.
Wells in. Did well to find his way through the defence. And Wells now up to 21. Top scorer in this match. Again, Fennell going for the 3. Can't land this time. Pozoglu. Quick break. Can't get it to fall. Roberts has space. His 3-point attempts fall short. Fennell, he has a go for 3 from the sideline and puts it in.
Made his last 2 3-point shots, or any shot for that matter, Fennell. And Roberts there on the far wing. Last performance, he had finished with 0 points off 4 shots, albeit in limited minutes. And he hasn't been that much better today, but a youngster, he's got plenty of potential, and we've seen that.
Luxford chance there. Can't get it to fall, and Fennell and Roberts. Oh, well played. Oh, did everything but get the shot in. The offensive board by Clark. It's his own board as well of his attempt. And then the ball is seen out.
Nice defensive play there from Pinot, just limiting Clark's ability with 4 fouls as well. I mean, such a big presence like Clark, it's hard not to whack him on the arms accidentally.
Gibson couldn't get it.
Another rebound from Pinot.
Wells,
Ooh.
oh, again, nearly did everything but get it to land.
Oh, the bench was up. The bench was up for that up and under finish from Wells.
And the whistle
Luxford.
against the Tigers.
Yeah, Luxford questioning the call. Yeah, Mike Wells elevates really well for a little fella. Didn't quite finish it there.
Good jump on him.
Oh, he gets his hand in there again.
Roberts.
Oh, Wells again, harassing him.
Clark for the shot, and he puts it in.
In really deep there, Clark. Pinot hard to... I know he's worried about being physical, Pinot, but at this point, 11-point game. Only 2 minutes left. I think he can risk it.
Now has a chance for a shot, Pinot, and he lands it.
Ooh, nice crossover there from Roberts.
It's been good in this last quarter. Truman for three. Can't get it. A bit short. And Luxford gets the defensive board. Finds his way through the defence. Pinot got the offensive board, went for the shot and was fouled.
Looked like Clark from behind there managed to get most of the ball, but yes, that fell cold on Roberts instead, so that's his first. And a 13-point ball game with just under 2 minutes remaining here in the final period. Of the final match of the day here at MSAC, it's Pinot at the line.
He doesn't make any mistakes, moves himself to 21 points, which is an equal high for the game for either side.
Yeah, he's done well with a bit of foul trouble early on.
Got the double-double early on and a 6 assists as well.
Makes that one there as well. Only a 48% free throw shooter on the season.
Gibson,
Oh, lovely takeaway there from Fennell.
Well,
Pozoglu had his head up ready to pass, and Fennell just with a nice little hand in there. He's been good the last few minutes, but it might be a case of too little too late. Ooh.
Well, the big jump. Oh,
what a move. Hesitation, dribble and everything.
and they went for the long shot in response, and a hand in there from the Tigers intercepts that quick play.
Mike Wells showing out here today. He has 23. In and out dribble on that last possession was mesmerising stuff.
Pozoglu.
And they'll just slow it down here, the Tigers. As I say that, as Pozoglu attacks, Pinot can't quite come up with it. Gibson, the crossover, nice move. Going right at the rim.
Couldn't quite get it done. And Wells now will have it. Luxford. Timeout has been called here.
Substitution for the Tigers for their first action this afternoon, number 13, Reece Gray. And the greatest game is ever played for the Tigers, Mason.
No, just a few interchanges.
And we've got a gaze in for the Tigers. Mason, number 14 there, got the inbounds pass. Some very excited people in the crowd to see him turn up.
He's half as good as his dad.
Could be decent. Built the same as him.
And he now has the ball. Pozoglu.
Here we go.
Gray into Gray.
Oh,
Couldn't
get him
quite.
another shot.
They're just knocking down that clock now. The shot from Viatala doesn't go in. Or in fact it was Luxford, I think.
And that's it.
And that's the end of the game. So a comprehensive victory for the Melbourne Tigers. They moved to 5 wins and 4 losses, as did the women earlier on. The Hawks now sitting in the bottom part of the ladder with a 2-6 record. But another good win for